Rich homie Quan may have been killed by his brother. New details show that Quan's brother was first at the scene, not Quan's girlfriend as first reported. And it turns out the rapper may have had a lean addiction that his brother knew about.
Look, junkie. Hey, shut up before I drink all your lean, man.
But there's also a rumor that his former friend, Young Thug, may have had him killed. Turns out Thug's goons shot Quan's dad in 2014.
Me and Threat shot up Rich homie Quan dad at the barbershop on Bankhead.
But in Quan's last interview, the rapper claimed that the goon, Lil Woody, was lying in court, which would hurt Young Thug's case.
What is a liar?
Stick to the end because the details surrounding Quan's death are shocking, and it has everything to do with Quan's brother. Disturbing revelation. In the early hours of September 5th, the rapper's household was quiet. Around 3 a.m., Andre Munford, Rich homie Quan's brother, woke up to an unsettling sight. According to the Atlanta Police Department report, he found Quan asleep on the floor by the kitchen. What made this scene even more disturbing was the fact that Quan had food in his mouth. Munford described the situation as very unusual. Concerned for his brother's well-being, he immediately sprang into action. He carefully picked Quan up off the floor and placed him on the couch, hoping that his brother would be more comfortable there. As Munford settled Quan onto the couch, he couldn't shake the feeling that something was terribly wrong, but with no immediate signs of distress, he let Quan rest, hoping he would wake up feeling better. Little did Munford know, this would be one of the last times he would see his brother alive. The events of that night would soon take a tragic turn, leaving the Munford family and the world in a state of shock and mourning. As the morning light began to filter through the windows, Amber Williams, Quan's girlfriend, woke up at 6:45 a.m. to take her kids to school. She noticed Quan still on the couch, covered him with a blanket because he felt cold, and then left the house. As the morning progressed, Amber Williams returned home after taking her kids to school. She found Rich homie Quan still on the couch, covered with the blanket she had placed over him earlier. Assuming he was simply resting, Williams went back to bed, unaware of the dire situation unfolding. Around 11 a.m., Williams woke up again and decided to check on Quan. What she discovered next would haunt her forever. According to the police report, Williams noticed that Quan was not breathing and couldn't feel a heartbeat. In a state of panic, Williams tried to turn Quan over. It was then that she noticed he was foaming at the mouth. The sight was both shocking and terrifying, prompting her to call 911 for help immediately. The emergency call was made, and within minutes, paramedics arrived at the Munford household. The urgency of the situation was palpable as they rushed to Quan's side, hoping to revive him. Despite their best efforts, the paramedics were unable to revive Quan. He was quickly transported to Grady Hospital in Atlanta. Tragically, it was too late. Rich homie Quan was pronounced dead upon arrival at the hospital. Although cops ruled out any foul play, the internet was quick to point out how weird it was that Quan's brother found him on the kitchen floor with food in his mouth and didn't call for help. Why didn't Rich homie Quan's brother call the police after seeing him on the kitchen floor? Unless it's happened so many times before, and it's not out of the ordinary for him to pass out on drugs, one comment read. The amount of people on here trying to make conspiracy theories about Rich homie Quan's death and don't understand that this is normal behavior for a drug addict. Being passed out randomly dozing off anywhere, clearly, this is normal behavior for his brother not to think anything of it, another comment read. So did Quan die from a drug overdose? Some people in the industry have already concluded that he died from an overdose, with rapper Boozy Badass tweeting, "Just got word Rich homie Quan just OD." New evidence also reveals that Quan's brother knew that he had an addiction problem and even called him a junkie in a vlog.
Hey, shut up before I drink all your lean, man. Look, junkie, you grab that quick as
And it turns out Quan had a drug problem that dated back years. In an interview, the rapper revealed that there was a time in his life when he was addicted to Molly and couldn't do a show without first getting high.
Was it drugs involved?
Oh, hell yeah, man, I was on Molly every day. I couldn't do a show or a song without being on Molly.
At one time, the rapper's addiction almost killed him. In May 2014, during a music video shoot at Atlanta's Piedmont Park, the rapper suffered a medical emergency that saw him rushed to hospital. Witnesses reported that he had 2 seizures, fell, and cracked his head. The rapper was immediately rushed to a nearby hospital, and within moments, social media was ablaze with concern and speculation. According to fans, the rapper's addiction to lean was the cause. However, the rapper addressed the rumors, and in an exclusive statement to Billboard, he clarified that his collapse was not due to drugs, but rather the result of extreme exhaustion and the Atlanta heat. "I just want to thank my fans and everyone who has called concerned about me," he said. "I want to clear up 2 things. After being in 3 states in 3 days, up early having to shoot my video for walkthrough, and even sleeping in between scenes on top of filming in this humid Atlanta heat, I fainted and hit my head." He also revealed that he loved to party, but wasn't addicted to any drugs. He continued, "It's no secret that I do turn up. I don't deny that, but I'm not addicted to anything including drugs, nor was I leaning at the shoot. The media is gonna put fake stories out there, but I just wanna let my fans know that I'm good and recovering. At the time, the weather in Atlanta was unbearable, and the temperature had soared to 80 degrees. The rapper had also been exhausted, traveling across 3 states in 3 days. The crazy schedule left him exhausted. Despite the fatigue, Quan pushed through, determined to complete the shoot. However, the combination of sleep deprivation and the unbearable heat proved too much. The rapper would later reveal what actually happened that day in a separate interview. He confessed that to stay awake during the tour, he had started using drugs.
Before some type of way, we was doing so many shows, I couldn't stay up. So I knew some people like, bro, I got something to keep you up. And kept me up.
It seems the rapper's schedule was getting busy again. From doing multiple interviews to shows, the rapper was busy on his grind. A few days before news spread that he had passed away, he posted this photo on his Facebook with the caption, "Atlanta, few more weeks wildin' out here, and I'm back again. Get your tickets now." The rapper shared plans to appear on September 19th for the Wildin' Out Live tour, urging fans to get their tickets. Had the rapper started using drugs again to keep up with his busy schedule? Maybe. But let's not forget that the rapper has also been hit with a drug charge in the past. On May 27th, 2017, Quan and 5 of his affiliates were going to a nightclub performance in Georgia. Along the way, they encountered a police checkpoint on Highway 1 in Jefferson County. The routine checkpoint quickly escalated into a nightmare. Officers conducted a thorough search of the van, uncovering quantities of weed, heroin, and a stolen gun, leading to the immediate arrest of Rich Homie Quan and his 5 companions. The charges were severe. Rich Homie Quan faced a felony count of possession of weed with the intent to distribute, a charge that carried a maximum sentence of 30 years. The gun charges were quickly dropped, but the drug charges remained, casting a dark shadow over the rapper's future. After 2 long years of legal wrangling, the turning point finally arrived. The state decided not to proceed with the case due to insufficient evidence. The charges against Rich Homie Quan were dropped, and he walked out of the courtroom a free man. The weed discovered was not enough to justify the severe charge of possession with intent to distribute. Apart from that, the drugs were not found on Rich Homie Quan himself, but rather on one of his affiliates. But with speculation that Quan had a problem with drugs, the industry came together to mourn the legend who lit up the rap scene with timeless classics such as Lifestyle. The industry reacts to Rich Homie Quan's death. Rich Homie Quan's dad and girlfriend were the first to react to Rich Homie Quan's death on social media. The rapper's father, who runs the Rich Homie Quan management account on Instagram, shared his statement via IG stories. "Unbearable pain. Lord, please, please, please help me to understand this. To lose my son, my firstborn, my best friend. Lord, please let this be a dream. Y'all pray for me and my family. I feel like I'm crushed into a million pieces." The rapper's father's post read. Quan's girl took to her IG stories and posted a heartbreaking message. "The pain is unbearable. The love you all have shown is an overflow. I truly appreciate everyone who's reached out. I'm traumatized from a moment that'll forever be in my head. I have nothing to prove because my love for my other half was always shown. I had nothing to hide. Please respect me and the family at this time. Our house is no longer a home. I'm completely heartbroken, 15 years gone. I'll never be the same. This is a complete nightmare. We never could let go, but you didn't have to leave me like this. #numb. Rappers also paid tribute to the rapper with Sexy Red, taking a moment to pay homage to the rapper during a concert. During her show that evening at Lincoln, Nebraska's Pinnacle Arena, the Detroit artist let Quan's breakthrough hit Type of Way play in the arena while she rapped along and even did Quan's infamous dance. Later, she posted "Long Live Rich Homie Quan" on her X account. Fellow Atlanta native Playboy Cardi led the tributes to the rapper, posting an old video and photo of Quan and his former Rich Gang collaborator Young Thug on social media. He also mourned Quan's death while accepting the Artist of the Year award at Billboard's R&B/Hip Hop Power Players event in New York City.
RP Rich Homie Quan, ATL in the building.
Metro Boomin, who worked with Rich Homie on several songs, posted pictures of himself with the late rapper and wrote, "Rich in spirit, you are now immortalized by your classics and your body of work. Praying God blesses your family with divine comfort and healing." In a moving post, Quavo posted a picture of him with Rich Homie Quan and the late Takeoff, captioning it, "May God be with us. I never saw this being a part of our journey." 2 Chainz added in his Instagram tribute, revealing that the 2 rappers were planning on shooting a music video together. "Damn, lil brother, we just spoke about shooting a video. Special prayer for you and your family, and pray for any and everybody that's dealing with something. My condolences, bro." DJ Drama, who hosted Quan's fan favorite 2013 mixtape, "I Promise I Will Never Stop Going In," took to Instagram to pay his respects and wrote, "Rich in spirit, love you Brody. Your legacy will live forever. Rich Home by Abby." R&B star Tank also credited Rich Homie with changing his outlook on music, saying, "The session, the song, and the man who changed how I made music from that day forward. I thank you, bro, for your impact and the love we always exchanged on site. Rest easy, soldier." Rappers weren't the only ones paying tribute to the rapper, as even organizations in Atlanta recognized him. him. Rich Homie's hometown NBA team, the Atlanta Hawks, also posted a tribute on social media that read, "Rest in power, Rich Homie Quan, a beloved member of our community and a powerful presence in Atlanta's music world." However, despite people in the industry fondly remembering him, a dark cloud hung above his head, and it had everything to do with Young Thug's current legal troubles. It turns out Rich Homie Quan was at the center of the case. Rich Homie Quan and snitching allegations. The ongoing RICO case against Young Thug is becoming wild by the day, and with Quan's death, it has just become even more complicated. And there's pretty clear evidence that Quan's death is connected to the case, because it turns out that he isn't the only one connected to the RICO that has been killed. For a long time, Rich Homie Quan was suspected of cooperating with cops in the case. Leaked audio surfaced in 2023 as evidence of Quan snitching, and it wasn't looking good for the rapper. In the video, he can be heard speaking to an unidentified man, who many suspect is a cop. The video was not the only thing that leaked, as the interrogation documents also found their way onto the internet. Although the identity of the man he spoke to remains unknown, his tone and the questions he asked the rapper gave the impression of a law enforcement official. Interestingly, the audio is related to an unsolved crime that is believed to involve Young Thug's circle. At one point in the leaked audio, Rich Homie Quan says that whoever shot up his dad's shop had something to do with Big Nut's death. "Whoever shot my dad's shop up had something to do with Nut getting murdered, bro. I just know it," Quan said in the leaked audio. So who exactly was Big Nut? And did someone in YSL shoot up Rich Homie Quan's dad's shop? These were big and shocking revelations that the rapper was making. It is important to remember that Rich Homie Quan was once a part of the famous Young Stoner Life gang. Would one of his former associates try to kill his father? First, let's start with Big Nut, because Rich Homie Quan's revelations could have a big impact on the RICO case that Young Thug and other YSL members are currently facing. On January 10th, 2015, Donovan Thomas Jr., alias Big Nut, was shot in a fatal drive-by incident that led to his death. YSL members allegedly killed Big Nut. This murder charge was brought against 5 YSL members: Javaris Bradford, Justin Cobb, Diamante Kendrick, Demise McMullen, and Shannon Stillwell. Rich Homie Quan's revelations may confirm police investigations that YSL was somehow involved in the murder. If YSL was involved in the crime, then this puts Young Thug in a pretty bad situation. Young Thug is charged with renting a 2014 Silver Infiniti sedan, which was used during the murder of Big Nut. If Rich Homie Quan's leaked audio is anything to go by, then YSL members and Young Thug are in deep trouble. Rich Homie Quan had more to reveal in the video, especially regarding the shooting that involved his dad's barbershop. In 2014, Quan's father, Corey Lamar, was shot multiple times at an Atlanta barbershop where he used to work. Luckily, Mr. Lamar survived the ordeal. According to reports from eyewitnesses, a gunman entered the shop and opened fire on Rich Homie Quan's father. The gunman rushed out of the shop and was chased down by a concerned citizen. Unfortunately, the gunman jumped into a black car that was waiting for him and escaped. Many reports suggested the hit was because Rich Homie Quan had been dissing rappers in his songs. At the time, he was starting to have differences with Young Thug's associates at YSL. According to the rapper, people wanted his father, who was also his manager, out of the picture so that they could easily control him. Being the big artist he was then, whoever controlled him would reap a lot of money. However, there was one stumbling block: his father. Whoever wanted to manage Quan had to get rid of his father. Quan had a strong suspicion that Thug had something to do with it. In the leaked documents, the rapper was asked why Young Thug would have targeted his father. He responded and said, "Because at the time we was doing shows together. I was getting the most money though, and they wanted my dad out the picture. Cause you know, everybody want the management. They know I'm not going nowhere without my dad." Despite the damning information in the documents, there is wide speculation that Rich Homie Quan was not talking to the cops. First, everyone in the leaked documents was referred to by their stage name. In official documents, it is common to find one's government names used instead of their aliases. Following Rich Homie Quan's leaked audio, his former manager, Rich Homie Manta, stepped into Quan's shoes and offered a perspective on the alleged snitching allegations. First, he revealed that he had been extorted in the past and threatened by unknown people regarding the video. According to him, they wanted something in exchange for the video.
My called bro and said, "Hey, bro, you know, if you give us this, you know what I'm saying, this is what he telling me, we won't leak this video or whatever."
However, Rich Homie Manta was not having it and refused to comply.
Bro said, "Y'all gonna leak that anyway, do what you got to do."
According to Rich Homie Quan's manager, the rapper had not snitched. He had a different definition of what snitching entailed, and what his artist had done was not it.
But what I always thought snitching was, on my end, was me and you we orchestrated a crime together. You know what I did, I know what you did, and I go and I tell the people exactly what we did, what we thought about, how we pulled it off, and all of the above.
In Rich Homie Quan's situation, he only gives his opinion on what happened to him years ago. To make matters even worse, it involved his father being shot 4 times. However, he dropped the biggest bombshell. He revealed that the video circulating online was from 2016 or 2017.
The video that y'all got, was from 2016, 2017.
At first, people thought that the video had recently been recorded and that Rich Homie Quan's motive for telling on Young Thug was to get revenge and add to his troubles with the RICO case. However, his manager said the video was almost 6 years old and had been recorded long before Young Thug was hit with a RICO. From Rich Homie Monta's perspective, his artist was just getting things off his chest, something he claimed everyone did occasionally. Young Thug's sister, Dora Williams, also reacted to the news of Rich Homie Quan allegedly snitching. She took to her Instagram to blast the rapper for being a hypocrite. "The fact I went to Rich Homie Quan concert, he said free Thug so many times, come to find out you got a whole 30-minute recording telling. Damn," Dora Williams posted. Quan denied the snitching allegations and even offered $1 million to anyone who would provide concrete evidence that he told on Thug. During an Instagram live, a fan asked the rapper whether he snitched. His reaction was priceless. "Did I snitch?" Rich Homie Quan remarked during the Instagram live session. "Yo, my name ain't in no paperwork, bruh. Suck my d. Did you suck one this morning? Get you out of body, young man. Did I snitch? Find my name in some paperwork, bro, and I'll give you $1 million. We can trade lives on God." After a decade of no answers, we now know the shooters. Enter Lil Woody and his associate, Threat. Both figures were well known in the streets of Atlanta for their reputations as enforcers. But now, Woody is in court, busy testifying about his past crimes, and one of them was shooting up Quan's dad's shop. The feud between Rich Homie Quan and Threat began over perceived disrespectful comments. Threat felt that Quan was disrespecting them. Threat's anger grew as the feud escalated, and he decided that drastic action was needed to send a clear message. He turned to Lil Woody, his trusted ally, to help execute a plan that would leave no doubt about their resolve. The target, Rich Homie Quan's father's barbershop on Bankhead. Me and Threat shot up Rich Homie Quan's dad's barbershop on Bankhead. It wasn't about him personally, but we needed to send a message that we ain't the ones to play with. We ain't the ones to play with. And we wanted to make it clear that nobody should be messing with us or trying to test our loyalty. Lil Woody testified in court. Woody also revealed that the hit had nothing to do with Thug or YSL. "I had them choppers, and we were prepared to show anyone who doubted us that we weren't to be taken lightly. The beef was between me, Threat, and them. It wasn't about YSL or anything larger. It was personal, between us and those who were trying to cross our paths," he revealed. In Quan's last interview, the rapper revealed that Lil Woody was lying about the incident. The rapper downplayed the severity of the event and backed up his side of the story by providing evidence. According to Quan, the barbershop was open the same day it got shot up.
What is a liar? The barbershop did get shot up, but it wasn't like, I don't want to talk much into it, but it wasn't like he is over exaggerated it, because the same day the barbershop got shot up, it was up and running. So it couldn't have been like what he said it was. So
this interview may have put a target on Rich Homie Quan's back, since Woody's testimony is helping Thug's case. Quan calling Woody a liar may have been a big mistake, and given leaked documents showed Quan was one of the witnesses against Thug, he had to be taken care of. But Quan isn't the only person involved in the case who is dead. Woody's best friend Threat was also killed just weeks before Quan's death. Are the deaths connected? Is Thug taking out anyone who would harm his chances of winning the case? We may never know. But for now, if you enjoyed this video, you can watch similar content by clicking on the boxes on your screen.